Hello students, in today's class we are going to solve some examples based on the article angle between two lines. But before going to these particular examples, first of all we will revise whatever we have studied in the last class, as those formulas we are going to use in solving examples. So let us begin with whatever we have studied in the last class. In last class we have obtained some important formulas. The first one was the angle between two lines. If we have the two lines with their direction cosines L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2, N2, and if theta is the angle between them, then the cosine of the angle theta is given by cos theta is equal to L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2. This is a very important formula. Okay, this is the formula which can be used for finding the cosine of the angle between two lines, and once the cosine is obtained, then obviously by taking the cos inverse of both sides, the angle between two lines can be very easily obtained. So this was the first formula that we have obtained. Then we have also shown that if L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2, N2 are the direction cosines of the two lines, and if theta is the angle between those two lines, then sin theta is equal to plus or minus square root of summation L1 M2 minus L2 M1 bracket square. This summation means actually it is equal to the plus minus square root of L1 M2 minus L2 M1 bracket square plus M1 N2 minus M2 N1 bracket square plus N1 L2 minus N2 L1 bracket square. This is the formula for finding the sine ratio of the angle between two lines. Next, and the tangent ratio of the angle between two lines is obtained or given by the formula tan theta equal to the plus or minus square root of summation L1 M2 minus L2 M1 bracket square divided by summation L1 L2. So these are the formulae for finding the sine, cos and tangent of the angle between two lines. Then after that we have also find out the formula for finding the angle between two lines, and that formula was if A1, A2, A3 and B1, B2, B3 are the direction cosines of the line, then the cosine of the angle between them is given by the formula cos theta is equal to plus or minus A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 divided by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. This formula is to be used when instead of direction cosines, direction ratios of the two lines are given. And accordingly, the formula for finding the sine and cos, sine and tangent of the angle between two lines are also obtained. Then after that we have also obtained the condition for the parallelism and perpendicularity of the two lines. If the two lines are perpendicular to each other, then we have the condition, and that condition is that L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2 equal to 0. If L1 M1 N1 and L2 M2 N2 are the direction cosines of the two lines, and if instead of the direction cosines, direction ratios are given as A1 B1 C1 and A2 B2 C2, then the condition for the perpendicularity of the two lines is A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 equal to 0. And finally, the two lines with their direction ratios A1 B1 C1 and A2 B2 C2 will be parallel if they satisfy the condition A1 by A2 equal to B1 by B2 equal to C1 by C2. Means if the direction ratios are in proportion, then the lines are parallel to each other. So all these things we have studied in the last class. Now in today's class we are going to solve some examples using this formulae. So let us solve some examples. First example is find angle between the lines whose direction ratios are 5, minus 12, 13 and minus 3, 4, 5. Here direction ratios of the two lines are given to us. Direction ratios of the first line are 5, minus 12, 13, and that of the second line are minus 3, 4, 5, and we have to find out the angle between those two lines. So there are two methods for solving this example. One method is that as the direction ratios are given, we have to find out the direction cosines of those two lines, and then by using the formula cos theta equal to the L1 L2 plus M1 M2 plus N1 N2, we can find out the theta. This is one method. And the other method is that as the direction ratios are given, so we can directly find out the cos theta instead of finding the direction cosines first. Okay, in that case we have to use the formula cos theta equal to A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 divided by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. So obviously we'll use the second method, means we'll find out directly the cosine of the angle between them. So the solution is given direction ratios, means DRS, of given direction ratios of first line, direction ratios of first line are A1, which is equal to 5, B1, which is equal to minus 12, and C1 equal to 13. These are the direction ratios of the first line, and the direction ratios of the second line, direction ratios of the second line are A2, which is equal to minus 3, B2 is equal to 4, and C2 is equal to 5. These are the direction ratios of the given two lines. Okay, so let theta be the angle between given two lines. Let theta be the angle between given two lines. Okay, then we have the formula for the cos theta. So then we have cos theta is equal to the, and formula for the cos theta is known to us, which we have revised just now. So then cos theta is equal to A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2 divided by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. This is the formula for finding the cosine of angle theta between given two lines. Now we'll put the values here. So therefore this is equal to, put the values of A1 B1 C1 A2 B2 C2. Okay, so this is equal to, the value of A1 A2 A3 and B1 B2 B3 are already given to us. So put that values. So value of A1 was 5 and A2 was minus 3. So here it will be 5 into minus 3. So 5 into minus 3. Then plus values of B1 and B2 were, B1 was minus 12, B2 was 4. So minus 12 into 4. So here we have minus 12 into 4. Minus 12 into 4. And finally, values of C1 and C2 were 13 and 5 respectively. So we have 13 and 5. So plus 13 into 5. 13 into 5. And now it is to be divided by the square root of, put the values of A1, B1, C1. So A1 square means 5 square plus B1 square means minus 12, it's a square, plus C1 square means 13, it's a square. This is our A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square. And in the second square root, we have to write down the values of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. So we have A2 square means minus 3, it's a square. Then plus B2 square means 4 square. And finally plus C2 square means 5 square. Which is nothing but this is equal to, simplify this one. This is equal to, see here 5 into minus 3 is minus 15. Then minus 12 into 4 is the minus 48. And 13 into 5 is the 65. Now again in the square root, we have 5 square is 25. Then plus 12 square is 144. And plus 13 square is 169. Into, in the second square root, we have minus 3 square is 9. Then plus 4 square is 16. Plus 5 square is 25. Next one, we will simplify this one. So now this is equal to, in the numerator, what we'll get? Now we'll simplify this one. In numerator, minus 15 minus 48 is the minus 63. So in numerator we have the minus 63 and plus 65 as it is. In the denominator, we have 25 plus 144 is the 169. 169 plus 169 is the 338. So 338 can be written as 2 into 169. Okay. So I am writing this as 2 into 169. As we know the root of the 169. And the second one is 9 plus 16 is 25. 25 plus 25 is 50. Again I am going to write down the 50 as 2 into 25. Now this is equal to, in the numerator we will get simply 2. And in the denominator we have the under root of 169 as the 13. So this is 13 into under root of 2 into the second term in the product is under root of 25 is 5. So 5 root 2. Now further it is equal to, in the numerator simply we have the 2. In denominator we have root 2 into root 2 is the 2. So it is 2 into 13 into 5. 2 into 13 into 5. Now which is equal to, now this numerator's 2 will get cancelled with the denominator's 2 and we will left with simply 1 in the numerator and in denominator 13 into 5, which is 65. So 1 upon 65 is the cosine of the angle between given two lines, but we were asked the angle between given two lines. So therefore from here we can conclude that hence the angle between is the angle between given two lines is the angle between given two lines is theta, and it is equal to the cos inverse of 1 by 65. Cos inverse of 1 upon 65. Okay. So like such we have solved this example. So here in this example, the direction ratios of the two lines were given to us and the angle between them was asked. So for that purpose, first of all, we have denoted the direction ratios of the first line by A1, B1, C1, direction ratios of the second line by A2, B2, C2. Then we have written the formula for angle between two lines as cos theta equal to the A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 divided by square root of A1 square plus B1 square plus C1 square into square root of A2 square plus B2 square plus C2 square. And we have substituted the values of A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, and after simplification we have obtained cos theta equal to the 1 by 65, and therefore the angle between given two lines is obtained as theta, which is equal to the cos inverse of 1 by 65. So likewise we have solved this first example. Now we will move to the next example. Now next, the second example is find the direction cosines of the line which is perpendicular to the lines with direction cosines proportional to 1, minus 2, minus 2 and 0, 2, 1. What is given and what is asked in this example? See carefully. Here the direction cosines of two lines are given as proportional to 1, minus 2, minus 2 and 0, 2, 1, which means that direction ratios of the first line are 1, minus 2, minus 2, and that of the second line are 0, 2, 1. And we are asked to find out the direction cosines of a line which is perpendicular to the both these lines of which the direction ratios are given to us. So this example also can be solved very easily. So first we will solve this example. Given that the direction cosines of the two lines are proportional to, means the direction ratios of the given two lines are 1, minus 2, minus 2 and 0, 2, 1. Next, let L, M, N be the direction cosines of the required line. Okay, as we have supposed that the L, M, N are the direction cosines of the required line, and it is given that the required line is perpendicular to both the given lines. Therefore, use the condition of perpendicularity. Okay, so as required line is perpendicular to given two lines, so therefore we have A1, A2 plus B1, B2 plus C1, C2 is equal to 0. So in this one, put the values of A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2. So therefore we will get 1 into L, means L into 1, plus M into minus 2 plus N into minus 2 equal to 0. This is as required line and the given first line are perpendicular. Therefore we have got this relationship. Similarly, the given second line and the required line are also perpendicular. Therefore we will get L into 0 plus M into 2 and plus N into 1 equal to 0. Now simplify these equations. So that is we obtained L into 1 is L, then minus 2 into M is minus 2M, and minus 2 into N is minus 2N equal to 0. This is first equation, and the second equation is 0 into L is 0 plus 2 into M is 2M plus 1 into N is N equal to 0. Now these are the two equations in three unknowns. So we will solve this. So therefore solving 1 and 2 we will get, first of all, keep the first equation as it is, which is L minus 2M minus 2N equal to 0, and the second equation also as it is, and we will take their summation. Second equation was 2m plus n equal to 0. So if we take their summation, then as you observe here, the middle term in the first equation is minus 2m and in the second equation is 2m. So after taking their summation, the middle term will get cancelled and we'll get L, then 2m minus 2m get cancelled, then minus 2n plus n is simply minus n equal to 0, and which implies that L is equal to this minus n can be transferred to the other side and we'll get L equal to n. Okay, we have obtained L equal to n. Next, now I'll put this value L equal to n in the first equation, means in this equation, and therefore we'll get for n we can put L as they are equal. So put this value in equation number 1. So therefore we obtained L as it is. Then minus 2m also as it is. Then minus 2 times n, but n is nothing but it is equal to L. So therefore minus 2L equal to 0, which implies that minus 2m and L minus 2L is simply minus L equal to 0. Again, which implies that this minus 2m term, if it is transferred to the other side, then we'll get 2m equal to minus L. And finally, we don't want this 2 here, as we have to find out the value of m. So therefore, dividing both sides by 2, we'll get m equal to minus L by 2. So we have obtained the value of m. Next, so and the L and n are equal, that we have obtained. So therefore, let L equal to 2, then m equal to minus 1, and obviously L and m were equal, therefore we will get n equal to 2. And therefore, we have obtained the direction ratios. Direction ratios of the required line are 2, minus 1, 2. But we are asked direction cosines. So therefore, we will find out the direction cosines from this obtained direction ratios. So therefore, we have L upon 2 equal to m upon minus 1 equal to n upon 2, which implies that L equal to 2 upon under root of a square plus b square plus c square, means 2 square plus minus 1 square plus 2 square, which is equal to 2 upon under root of 4 plus 1 plus 4, means under root of 9, and under root of 9 is plus minus 3. So that we have obtained L equal to the 2 by 3. Similarly, we will get m will be equal to minus 1 upon under root of 2 square plus minus 1 square plus 2 square, which is equal to minus 1 upon under root of 9, that is equal to minus 1 by 3. And finally, n will be equal to 2 upon under root of 2 square plus minus 1 square plus 2 square, which will be equal to 2 upon under root of 9, that is equal to 2 by 3. Okay. So therefore, the direction cosines of required line are, so direction cosines of the required line are 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. 2 by 3, minus 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. So likewise, we have obtained the direction cosines of the required line. Next, we will move to the third example. Now, the next example number 3 is, if L1, M1, N1 and L2, M2, N2 are the direction cosines of two mutually perpendicular lines, then show that the direction cosines of the line perpendicular to them both are M1, N2 minus M2, N1, N1, L2 minus N2, L1, and L1, M2 minus L2, M1. Here also, as it was in the second example, the direction cosines of the two lines are given. Here the direction cosines of the two lines are given, and we have to find out the direction cosines of a line which is perpendicular to both the given lines. So the procedure is similar as that of the second example. So we will solve this example. So first of all, we will mention that these are the direction cosines of the given two lines and so on. So solution: given the direction cosines of first line, given the direction cosines of the first line are, direction cosines of the first line are L1, M1, N1, L1, M1, N1, and the direction cosines and the direction cosines means DCS of second line are L2, M2, N2. Let direction cosines means DCS of the required line. Let the DCS of the required line are L, M, N. Since required line is perpendicular to both the given lines, since required line is perpendicular to both given lines, okay. So therefore we'll use the condition of perpendicularity, okay. Therefore by the condition of perpendicularity we have L into L1 plus M into M1 plus N into N1 equal to 0. Okay, let us denote this by the relation number first. And we have, as the required line is perpendicular to second line also, so therefore we get L into L2 plus M into M2 plus N into N2 is equal to 0. Let us denote this by the relation number second. So we have relations 1 and 2. Okay. Next one. Now we'll solve these two relations 1 and 2. Solving these two equations for L, M, N, we'll get this is equal to the L upon. We'll get L upon M1 N2 minus M2 N1. So L upon M1 N2 minus M2 N1 which is equal to M upon, the next term is M upon N1 L2 minus N2 L1. Okay, so we have M upon N1 L2 minus N2 L1, and this is equal to the N upon L1 M2 minus L2 M1. Okay, so the N upon L1 M2 minus L2 M1, and all three quantities are equal to, they are equal to the sum of the squares of numerator divided by under root of sum of squares of denominator. Okay, so this is equal to, in the numerator we have under root of L square plus M square plus N square, L square plus M square plus N square, divided by, in the denominator we have square root of, the first term was M1 N2 minus M2 N1, it's a square. Okay, M1 N2 minus M2 N1 bracket square, plus in the second bracket we have N1 L2 minus N2 L1 bracket square, N1 L2 minus N2 L1 bracket square, and plus third term L1 M2 minus L2 M1 bracket square, L1 M2, L1 M2 minus L2 M1 minus L2 M1 bracket square. So it is this. So now as L, M, N are the actual direction cosines of the line, therefore we have the relationship L square plus M square plus N square equal to 1. So therefore the numerator is under root of 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, so this is equal to, in the numerator we have under root of 1. And if you remember the formula for the sine theta, if the direction cosines of the two lines are known, then the formula for the sine theta we have, and from that formula we have this square root as the square root of sine square theta. Okay, so as it was seen and revised in the beginning of this class also. So in the denominator we have square root of sine square theta, square root of sine square theta, and which is equal to under root of 1 is 1 divided by square root of sine square theta is sine theta. So 1 upon sine theta we have. Okay, but here in this particular example it is given that the angle between the two lines is 90 degree, means the required line is perpendicular to both the given lines. So the angle between them is 90 degree, and sine 90 degree is 1, that we know. So therefore we'll put its value. So we'll get, therefore this is equal to 1 upon 1. Reason here will give, since theta is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so therefore sine theta is equal to sine 90, and which is equal to 1. So this is the reason why here denominator has become 1. So therefore what we obtained here, so see here, so we have obtained that L upon M1 N2 minus M2 L1 equal to M upon equal to N upon it is equal to 1. Therefore we have obtained L upon M1 N2 minus M2 N1. This was the first fraction, and it is equal to M upon N1 L2 minus N2 L1 equal to N upon L1 M2 minus L2 M1, and all three fractions are equal to simply 1. So from here we conclude that hence. So now comparing each fraction with 1, so we'll get, therefore L will be equal to 1 into M1 N2 minus M2 N1, means the simply this quantity. Similarly M is this and this is N. So hence L equal to M1 N2 minus M2 N1, then M equal to N1 L2 minus N2 L1, and finally N is equal to this one L1 M2 minus L2 M1. Okay, N is equal to L1 M2 minus L2 M1. So these are the direction cosines of the required line. Okay, so these are the direction cosines, means DCS of the required line, direction cosines of the required line, and this is the thing that we wish to show. So likewise we have solved this example also. So today we have solved some examples on the angle between two lines. Now I am going to give 2 to 3 examples as homework to you. So you are going to solve this example as a practice. Now here are some examples for your practice as a homework. So first example is, find the angle between the lines whose direction ratios are 1, 1, 2 and root 3 minus 1 minus root 3 minus 1, 4. This example is exactly similar to that of the first example that we have solved today. So here the direction ratios of the first line are 1, 1, 2 and direction ratios of the second line are root 3 minus 1, minus root 3 minus 1 and 4. Here 1 in the both cases is outside the square root. It is not in the square root. Okay. So even though there is a square root in the direction ratios of the second line, but nothing to worry about it, as you may get a simpler answer here in this example. Next, the second example is if A, B, C, D are the points. A point is 3, 4, 5, B is 4, 6, 3, C is minus 1, 2, 4 and D is 1, 0, 5. Then find the angle between lines CD and AB. Find the angle between lines CD and AB. Now here CD is the line which joins these 2 points. So first of all you have to find out the direction ratios of line CD and also direction ratios of line AB. Direction ratios of the line CD will be the difference of their coordinates, okay, which will be 1 minus of minus 1 means 1 plus 1 2, then 0 minus 2 means minus 2 and 5 minus 4 is 1. So 2 minus 2 and 1. 2 minus 2, 1 are the direction ratios of line CD. Similarly, the direction ratios of line AB will be 4 minus 3 means 1, 6 minus 4 means 2 and 3 minus 5 means minus 2. Means direction ratios of lines will be 1, 2, minus 2. And obviously as the direction ratios of both the lines AB and CD are known, as I have told just now, then you can use the formula which you are going to use in the first example. The same formula can be used for finding the angle between lines AB and CD. So this is also a simple example. And the third example is find the direction cosines of the line which is perpendicular to the lines whose direction ratios are 1, 2, 3 and minus 1, 3, 5. If you observe this example is similar to the second example that we have solved today. So here you have to suppose that L, M, N are the direction cosines of the required line. Then as the required line is perpendicular to both the given lines, therefore we will get 1 into L means L plus 2 into M means 2M plus 3 into N means 3N equal to 0. Also minus 1 into L means minus L plus 3 into M means 3M plus 5 into N means 5N equal to 0. Now we will get 2 equations in 3 unknowns and therefore the values of L, M, N can be obtained as we have obtained in the third example that we have solved today. So we will stop here and we will continue in the next class. Thank you.